எதுவா இதுங்களா? நானா? நான் ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் இருக்கேன். முரளி முரளி லக்ஷ்மணன் ஸ்பேஸ் லக்ஷ்மணன்.
Public Wi-Fi.
Yeah, public Wi-Fi. Yeah, public Wi-Fi. There also it was taking some time.
ரொம்ப யங்கா இருக்கு.
ஆமா. 6 இயர்ஸ் முன்னாடி.
ஓ 6 நல்லது, நல்ல விஷயம் தான்.
எப்படி இருந்தா ம்
ஏதோ லைட் ஏதோ ப்ராப்ளம்.
ஏதோ லைட் ஏதோ
வணக்கம்.
அதான் நமக்கு
நம்ம லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டோம் தெரியுங்களா?
அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் வந்து
அதனால இருக்குமோன்னு ஒரு டவுட் எனக்கு. ஆக்சுவலாக லைட் ஒரு மாதிரி இந்த ப்ரெசன்டேஷனை பார்க்க முடியலன்னு சொன்னாங்க. ஆனால் நம்ம லைட் கிளாரிட்டி இல்லைன்னு லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணுவோம். அதில் இதாகிடுச்சு என்னன்னு தெரியல. இப்போ இங்கே ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணோங்களா?
இங்கே தான் இங்கே ஓரளவுக்கு பெரிய ஸ்க்ரீன் வேறு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கக்கூடாது. பார்ப்போம் எப்படியாது எதுவும் போக முடியல போய் எடுத்துட்டு வேலை எதுவும்
keynote address. The topic is incorporating universal ethics, upgraded ancient wisdom with science, engineering, economics, and governance. If there was ever a topic that was so thought-provoking, I think this is the one. So I'm really excited to hear it. But we'll start the program first with the divine invocation. I call upon Aarti to give us the rendition. எல்லாம் வல்ல தெய்வமது எங்கும் உள்ள நீக்கமர எல்லாம் வல்ல தெய்வமது எங்கும் உள்ளது நீக்கமர சொல்லால் மட்டும் நம்பாதே சுயமாய் சிந்தித்தே தெளிவாய் சொல்லால் மட்டும் நம்பாதே சுயமாய் சிந்தித்தே தெளிவாய் வல்லாய் உடலில் இயக்கமவன் வாழு உயிரில் அறிவும் அவன் கல்லார் கற்றார் செய்ய விளைவாய் காணும் இன்ப அணுவின் கூட்டு பக்குவமே அவனில் தான் நீ உன்னிடவன் அவன் யார் நீ யார் பிரிவே அவனை அறிந்தால் நீ பெரியோன் அவனை மறந்தால் நீ சிறியோன் அவன் நீ ஒன்றாய் அறிந்த இடம் அறிவு முழுமை அது முக்தி அறிவு முழுமை முக்தி அறிவு as follows. It is the omnipotent divine, present everywhere fully. Don't you believe it because you've heard it? By self-inquiry, study, and contemplation, realize the truth yourself. He is the powerful working order of the physical body. He is the consciousness in everything. He comes as pain or pleasure as a result of one's own actions, whether one is a scholar or is literature. The power is the minutest particle, is the action, and you are a highly evolved combination of things. You are in him, and he is in you. So who is he, and who are you? Where is the separation? If you forget him, you are small. If you realize him, you are great. When you realize that he and you are one, that is perfection of consciousness, and that is liberation. The second song I'm going to sing is by Queen Bajata. It was composed by Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Kanchi Acharya. He composed this for M.S. Subramanian. She sang this at UN conference that she was invited to sing in the year 1966. आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परेषु क्रममाक्रमणम् यजत परेषु क्रममाक्रमणम् भजत जननी पृथिवी कामदुःखार्ते जननी पृथिवी कामदुःखार्ते जनको देवा परमदयाळु देवा परमदयाळु राम्यदत्त दयत्वं जगता राम्यदत्त दयत्वं जगता श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां 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 The meaning of the song is as follows. With friendship, please serve and conquer all your hearts. Please think and treat others like you. Please forsake war forever. Please forsake competition forever. Please forsake force to get someone that does this properly. For Mother Earth gives all our desires, and God, our Father, is most merciful. Restrain, donate, and be kind to all the people of this world. The whole world within this. The whole world within this. And the whole world within this.
Our keynote address is going to be delivered by Dr. Shanmughamurthy Lakshmanan. He is a research scientist at the Wellman Center for Photo Medicine, Harvard University, Harvard School of Medical School, Massachusetts. His research focus is in nanotechnology and Siddha Ayurveda photomedicine. He is the Vice President of International Research, for International Research, a distinguished scientific advisor and head of the Indian Division of Sciences for the World Institute of Scientific Exploration, in short called as WISE. He is also the editor-in-chief of two peer-reviewed international journals, Ancient Science and Ayurveda. He is also the chair of the Research and Development of the Association of Ayurvedic Physicians of North America, called as APNA, the Harvard branch. Recently, he received the Aryabhatta Award from APNA in recognition of his breakthrough research in Ayurveda. Inspired by sage scientist Vedanta Maharishi's effort towards bridging physics with philosophy, he established the I now press the you, Dr. Shanu.
Today, I'm discussing universal ethics. What is universal ethics and how this has a key role in the science, technology, economics, governance. So what means universal? What means universal? Universal means inclusive. What is inclusive of different cultures, different ancient traditions, science, right? Technology. So, is science universal? Is science universal? How many of you can raise your hands? Today's science is not universal. Why? Because science came from only one culture. Yeah? Science came from only one culture. One culture developed some concepts. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying one culture developed some logic. Today's science, right? So that logic they expanded and it was marketed to the whole world, believing that this is the only science. There are Mayan culture, there are Egyptian culture, right? Several cultures are there in this world, right? South Americans, the Africans, they each traditions. The Middle East, they all have traditions, right? They have some values, right? But these values, are they included in the curriculum? Are they included part of research? Are they included part of the science? So we have to understand. So in that way, ancient Indian traditions go long back. They even the Tamil tradition goes 10,000 years. And we have documented literature of Sanskrit version at least 5,000 years. There are documented literature. You can take carbon date, everything. People are doing that. So there are traditions, there are valuable information there, but that didn't come, or it was not translated as so that we can incorporate this as a part of our curriculum. We study that, that becomes so. When you think about ethics, so I'll give you some examples, and where that will be in the next slide. I'll give some examples of ethics. What you call as ethics is not really ethics right now. Okay, so first thing is system should include the wisdom of various traditions. That means that's universal. Universal means it should include all culture. Remember. So it's not. It shouldn't be inclined to any dogma. A dogma could be a scientific dogma or a religious dogma. Okay, so a religious dogma is saying, okay, this is the only religion, and whatever the guru says from the religion is the only truth, and whoever the other person, whoever the guru says is nothing. This kind of a dogma, you're attaching to one kind of a principle and saying this is the ultimate truth. Okay, that dogma versus a scientific dogma is just confined to one culture and saying everything whatever the culture says is right. That's another dogma, right? So you should break both of these dogmas. Both are dangerous. Science is dangerous, religion is dangerous, because if you have a dogma. So breaking this, how do we break that? Okay, for example, statistics. Statistics is a very valid thing in modern science. Statistics is statistics. So we have traditions. We have, for example, at least 60% of in India, right? People follow, like you put coconut oil, for example, right? Coconut oil you use by culture. It's a very small thing. Or you eat in South India, you eat a lot of food, probiotics, dosa or idli, a lot of probiotics, right? Traditionally, you use that without the knowledge. So Ayurveda and Siddha, all these things are incorporated in our lifestyle. Many of us, right? Without even our knowledge, we are doing that. Yeah. So that means If we are living healthy for a few centuries, right? Then if the statistics is already there, the statistics is already there. We're not plotting it, not bringing this up. There's a difference. You know, you only when you market, you want a statistic. Otherwise, it's not needed, right? So statistics means statistics is good in a way. Why statistics is good? Because if I tell one thing one time, right? You will not listen. You know, your it's a blurred image for you. If I tell 10 times, 100 times, it goes deep inside you. 100 people like me tell the same thing. It becomes science. That's nothing. Science means statistics. It could be even lie. You can even lie. Lie could also be statistics. So we need to, you know, 10 times if you lie, right? You continuously lying one thing, it becomes like it is truth, right? So if you build based on that, if you build anything, it's going to be dangerous. So we need fundamental ethics. Even statistics is important. Fundamental ethics are needed. How do we need a guidelines of how to monitor science, whether science is going in the right direction, is there a monitoring body, right? Are we inclined to something? All these kind of things we need to include. And the uniformity in legislation established worldwide. Countries have different legal structures, constitution, right? So you have different kind of constitutions. So you will know whatever I agree, you don't agree, right? Legally you don't agree. I agree one kind of medicine. So in one kind of medicine, my medicine in Caesar medicine, mercury and arsenic we have been using for more than 5,000 years. So this is agreed in one country. In another country, the same cases are very poisonous, right? In another country, they are deciding it. So it depends on each culture is different. So each paradigm is different. Whether you prove it or not, proving is people are living, that is a proof. If people eat mercury and they are alive and they are documenting it or not, that is the statistics. Okay. So what need to be done there? What is happening? What is the placebo effect on this? A nocebo effect, for example. Nocebo is like you're scared of mercury. It's a poisonous thing, right? So who is creating this? Is it like the science creating this, or the drug company is creating that? So all these things need to be analyzed. And the UNO, in the UNO, we should, a UNO can rule. A UNO can rule, yeah, because UNO is for the whole world. But when you have veto power for the UNO, only few countries will have the veto power, right? Why do we need veto power for? So that the countries can dominate, right? So all these things need to be considered if you want to bring science, the green science to the world, incorporating all the cultures of the world and the ethics. Then you need to incorporate this, and that need to happen, in dialogues. The countries should come forward. Leaders should come forward to make this dialogue. You think, okay, I should have my right to speak in anywhere I want, right? Anywhere I want, I should have my birthright. So that birthright should be given to her. So open to the world without sectarian axioms. That's already I told you. For example, you have the parda. So Islamic faith they wear the parda. So I cannot say because I don't know this culture. I cannot say the value. I mean, this is why this lady is wearing like this. I did not go and live in this country or understand it. So you cannot make decisions. A scientist or anybody in here cannot make decisions elsewhere in the world, somebody's culture. You cannot make a decision based on an Indian culture or Middle East culture or Africa, you cannot, because you have to live. Only when you live in a culture for certain years, you will understand what this culture is up to. Then you will be able to conclude something. So without that, you're saying whatever I am saying is right, and this is how it has to be. Everybody has to listen to me. It's not a science. It's not universal. Yeah. Okay. So science should be driven by the understanding of a core principle, the purpose of life. So it should be why we are living. What is this purpose of this life? That should be the ultimate goal of science. Nothing else. This human is evolved and come as a human being. This world will be there for a very short time. It's a very short time. Right? And within this short time, we are getting confused, and we want to have wars and all kind of things, animosity, right? Why? Right? So we are here for a short time, and we have sectarianism in terms of countries, division, country divisions, ethical, religious divisions, all kind of divisions. Why do you have this? How can we break this? Yeah. So that understanding comes only when we know the core purpose of life. If you don't understand what is the purpose of this life, your life, then you will not be able to solve the problems. What are you solving? Why are you working for? Why are you saving money for? It has no meaning. It has no meaning. So we are driven to somewhere else. Somebody is doing. He's buying something. I have to do. I have to become a rich person. Why? Why you want to become rich? Oh, the rich, you can do that. What are you doing? Why you want to be? Did you ask yourself why you want to become rich? Why you want money? So these kind of fundamental questions you will ask only when you understand that you have to come to a regime where you can understand, you can sit and listen and understand. But now you are already driven by a science that keeps you busy. Every time it wants to keep you busy. So now origin theory, for example, right? So origin theory, everybody Big Bang theory, right? There are so many origin theories in Indian culture, for example. There could be other origin culture in other cultures also, of course. Mayan theories, other. Okay. What are we discussing? Where are we discussing? Are you reading in your books? Did you read in your books about these theories? Did we develop on that? So the fundamentals of this can be understood only when you understand the origin theory. Origin theory in ancient Indian culture is very highly statistical. It is not about one person telling something. It is everybody. Vadala, Avaya, Tirulu. It goes like Aryabhata, every number and everything, Brahmagupta, all kind of, if you take the traditions, everybody goes with a zero. Zero is absolute consciousness, the one God. The people who did this, there is no religion for any of these gurus. Very good example is Swami, Vadalar and Vedat Maharaj. Very good examples. All coming out of religion. I am not in this religion. People who want to build religion will build religion. Right? You only talk about science. Science is different. Right? So you have to understand the difference between a religion and science. Ancient science is just ancient science, nothing else. Like I told you, in this culture, in the ancient Greek culture, there is some religion, right? So now what we are seeing is science of that Greek culture. Similarly, we have in India, you can separate science from culture. The people who did that are already there. This is an example. These two gurus are there who separated the science from religion. Religion has different benefits. That's a different story, but it's not universal, right? You have idols, for example. Idol is a science. We know that idol worship and all is a science. We know that, but that's not the ultimate science they are talking about. These people are talking about an abstract science that is complete. They're talking about origin theory, how fundamental energy particles comes from origin theory, and this energy particles becomes the material, the Panjabhutas, the five materials and five elements, construct everything. How your body is made up of Panjabhutas. These five elements are having some transformation, and then the Ayurveda, Siddha, all this comes. This very complete theory. It's about psychology. The mind is a wave function. All these things, they're theory. So there is a difference. So in now, as of now, in Indian culture, these things are fused. Science and religion are mixed together. So some gurus who did not understand what these kind of gurus have attained, they also try to interpret things. Right? Once you realize there is no religion, for realized souls there is no religion. Any religion you take, the realized souls did not have. Jesus did not have a religion. Muhammad Nabi did not have a religion. They are not religion. People only build their religions. So there is nothing wrong with the realized soul. Right? So like that, there are people who are completely, these people come out of this religion, they only give science. So in India, now the people who are building the religion, they did not understand science. If they understand science, it will only be universal. It's a universal science, is meant for everyone. So this understanding, this fundamental understanding should be there. Then we will not be aligned to one kind of guru or guru's concepts, whether it is good or bad. Good or bad is a different thing, right? But good or bad is not based on an individual. Truth is truth. Truth is truth. Truth will hurt you. You are a consciousness. You are not somebody else. You are built from that same consciousness. We all came from the same consciousness, right? Leave your religion, but think as a whole, yourself. And then truth will hit you inside. Okay, this is wrong. Wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter, right? So so this is about like Big Bang theory and string theory. They all are developing, but this is not universal. We have to incorporate the space theory. From space, everything emerged from self-compressive pressure force. So this kind of theory is the ancient theory. Why we are doing that? This is not a competing. It is truth, and we are trying to help the modern science. Once we understand this truth, every humanity will be prospering because of this, right? They will be getting the benefits of this. So that's why we are doing that. So this is nothing to say we are greater or something like that. Humanity has all has served. A lot of scientists have contributed and everything. But only thing, they haven't included the other part of the culture, right? So we need to include that, and then only then you can call it as a complete science. Until then, whatever you are learning, you could be a very good doctor, MD, PhD, whatever it is. You are a Western scientist. That's it. You're not a universal scientist. Until you understand other cultures, how if a person can understand, if he's a MD, PhD here, and he can completely understand the Siddha and the Ayurveda medicine, all the fundamentals, how it works, then you can say you are at least an half doctor. Because there are so many other things left. Only then, So that kind of thing should happen to become universal. So, green science, paradigm shift approach, right? So a green science means, now I was telling Dr. Selvashanmugam about what is green science. So green science means a paradigm shift. A paradigm shift means it is a new paradigm. You cannot explain one kind of thing with one kind of set of axioms. These axioms are not enough. Modern science axioms, right, fundamentals are not enough to explain Ayurveda and Siddha because they are more fundamental. That is why we will have a lot of confusions. So if you have a clarity of mind, these two are different things. So I used to tell an example where you can build houses using different kind of material. You can use a wood, or you can use brick, or any other stones, right? Any kind of material you can build house. But once the house is constructed, it is there. The house, we call it house, right? But how you build it will be different. So like that, this science is built differently. It's based on five element theory and completely is constructed based on five element means five kind of energy particles are there. Five different kind of energy particles, right? Five different kind of energy particles, elements, fundamental elements. They are, so you have to erase the completely. You have to erase this from your memory. You have to take out this modern science. So modern science now with the memories, they're giving you, teaching you biology, and then they will teach you cell biology. So they infuse this. Cell is everything, cell is the fundamental of things. So now you cannot, all the mechanisms you're understanding is from a cellular point of view. And you're talking about DNA, RNA, all kind of mechanisms. All are theories. Mechanisms are theories. Theories could be one, two, three theories. That's it. So similarly, let now we go to the shift to this parameter. So this is going more fundamental. So if you break the DNA, it's another molecule, and molecules if you break down, they become atom. Atom you break down, they become particles, and we are talking about the fundamental particles. So fundamental particle is way below 10 power negative 15, this atomic scale, and the cell is the micro scale, 10 negative 6 micron. So micron and femto 10 power 15. So where you are talking, so Ayurveda and Siddha are very fundamental, highly sophisticated, 10 power negative 15. That is why there is you cannot communicate, with the normal doctors because you have to understand that. It's not the other way. You will live and die because you will. This is like what you call in modern medicine. You will get the benefits of the any doctors. Okay, so whatever you're not worried about the consequences of this medicine. You don't want to solve the root cause of the problem, right? Symptomatic. You want to temporarily solve. You don't care about. You don't worry about. We know that if you put cells and if you put some kind of chemical on the cells, the cells will work or the animals will not do. But you're not calculating the effect of these chemicals in the long time run. I don't care. Today I want to sleep. It's like fast food. ethics. So this is not a universal ethics. It's a ethics. It is an ethics from one culture, but fundamental ethics you can learn from other cultures. Why not? I learn technology from this culture. Why not learn ethics and other dimensions of life? Other dimensions from other culture. Incorporate that. What is bad? If it is good, you can take it. Right? So our, our culture is ahimsa. Ahimsa is not hurting anything. Not hurting anything. Ahimsa doesn't mean, people think ahimsa means not eating just meat. I mean, ahimsa means, oh, I'm not eating meat, oh, I'm a vegetarian, I'm superior. And I don't think that you are superior. Never. I mean, just because a vegetarian doesn't make you superior. Why, I will tell you. I will tell you. So why ahimsa is an axiom? Why? It's not just based on the statistics a lot of people are saying. Of course, there is statistics. You can look at, I take each scientist, sage scientist, right? Each one I weightage to each one. Like Einstein, Newton. In India, if you take all the sage scientists, right? Sage scientists are not really non-religious people. And look at their documentation. And everybody talks ahimsa. If 1,000 of them, for one guru, the people are ready to, whole life they are ready to dedicate for just one guru. Mostly the culture is like that. But if you have thousands of gurus talking about something, the same concept, is it statistical or not? Then can you value that or not? I'm not talking about ordinary people who have written so much of books on that dimensions, right? Right? So that will beat just by statistics. You can say whatever it is, right? It will just beat you by statistics. Ahimsa is more fundamental. Ahimsa should be there in just building science, completely building science, right? So why our medical system is failing? Nobody will accept medical system. You don't know. Many people don't know medical system is failing. Why is failing? There is so much of chaos in the medical system. It is failing. People superficially think. I mean, a lot of people, they come from different cultures here. You think, superficially think, oh, everything is good. I mean, you can advance surgery, they can heart transplantation, all these things. How much of billions of dollars is spent for cancer? Not even 5% of the cell neurons has been understood. Your brain, so many billions of dollars, right? Nothing has been understood about the brain. Nothing. Right? So it's not about you just, if you have money, can you do something? Just to have human potential to do that. Just because if you have money, you can spend another $1 billion, right? Several $1 billion. It doesn't work that way. Right? If nature can solve all the problems, a human being can solve all the problems, right? By this kind of method, invasive method, right? Then you don't need any God, right? You live and you can you can manifest everything. But this is giving another kind of potential for human to come out, because you have problems, will come out solutions from inside. That's how all these gurus come out. They come out from inside out, not from outside. So they get real solutions, root cause of the problem, how you do this. So that's how this ahimsa is based. And medical science, there is no compassion, I will tell you. Why there is no compassion? So there are two ways in which sciences are built. Okay? Most Siddha and Ayurveda medicine, their fundamentals are based on ahimsa. Yeah? But many people, there is also, we can use all the, meat and everything was in Siddha and Ayurveda also. Right? But but fundamentally when they build, it is based on for ahimsa, but they are not basing on killing something else. You can use animal products which are there, but later on only we try to kill animals, right? So you can use this kind of animal for this, that kind of. But fundamentally, people who did this natural science, they were very natural by innocently they are doing it. They don't need to know modern science. Naturally, it is a science that is very non-invasive. It's a non-invasive method. The science will itself will give a non-invasive method. You don't have to doubt about it. So the purity, because everything comes from the brain only, whatever it is. Any rocket science, anything has to come from here, nothing outside from here, right? So they are giving a non-invasive science. So that versus you are taking an animal. I don't care about animal. That 10 animals, 100 animals died for one person, right? So you put the animals into torture, and I have been in the labs. We know we don't call it animal torture, but it is in fact a torture. You put an animal in a small cage, and there is no freedom for that, and all this. So if they are human beings, they are beings, living beings. Will they have a wavelength? Do they suffer? So now the fundamental question comes: brain is only something in a physical body. You will have something brain, what you call brain. So brain means your brain and my brain. So you're not connected with me. But it's a wave theory. A wave theory is where mind is a wave function. That's one of the theory in the axioms that need to be included. Mind travels like a. It has class, reflection, diffraction, penetration, all interaction, all kind of properties. So if you take this theory, all that we are creating from the animals are waves. Where do they go? They come back to us. So this is the difference between symbiosis and survival of the fittest theory. In survival of the fittest theory, the fittest will survive. So you are a human being, you are the fittest, you can kill anything. So if I ask you, anybody if I ask, right, can you tell me a very good animal? Well, you say, oh, cow, or cat, dog, or very harmful animal. What would you say?
Human.
That's final, don't tell it. Right? You'll say tiger, lion, all these things. But humans, they kill lion, tiger also. Other than how dangerous human beings is the cruelest animal, right? But then why you compare an animal? Why you are saying dangerous? Because that animal kills another animal, right? Because that animal is killing another animal, that's why you are saying bad. So you know that you are bad. Anybody you can ask. That means killing is bad, you know that. Okay? So that is why even in our Islamic faith, what they do, even in the desert when they don't have even food, I mean, this is 2,000, 3,000 years back, you go back, I mean, in desert, you have to survive, what you do? I mean, there's animal or dead body, there's no insufficient food, they are surviving, you are saying survival of the fittest, but they okay, if you kill, even then you kill in a method that there's no pain. So they cut the nerve, that's what you call halal meat, so there's a slow death without pain. Okay, now, today is a different story. Once upon a time this happened because we didn't know how to make. Today in Saudi Arabia, they in desert, they have a technology how to grow plants and everything. We have to change according to that situation. Now you can come up with a new thing. Okay, why not we can survive this, right? It's not about just eating or anything. How many mistakes we make? I mean, I know that from my culture, right? So I am from a Hindu culture, and I know how much people talk about, this is pure vegetarianism, they're not harming anybody or something like that. But look at your leather bags. How many of you have laptop bags? How many of your wives are carrying the leather bags? And how many of you are wearing shoes that are leather? How many of your couches in your house is leather? And you are saying somebody eating food. So when you cut a cow, the skin goes to you, and the poor person, somebody else is at least eating that, right? The karma is in the cause. It is not in what you are doing. The karma is divided. The person who is cutting, who is transferring all these things, it is divided. You are saying, you are superior. No. I mean, we all are part of this. So only when you leave all these things one by one, then you can say, you are cleansing yourself. Otherwise, you cannot say I am superior or anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, we are doing. If you pull out a car, right? I am a ahimsa person. I am thinking, right? Every day when I pull out my car, I look at, how many insects, or maybe there are earthworms sometimes coming there. Some I'm killing. I mean, but when something comes in my house, I throw that out, right? But I know once I am driving, I am killing many insects. And how we structure the road and everything. Are we ahimsic to create road? Any road you cut down, any road, you don't care about, hey, why is this thing came, just because you are driving, it doesn't mean you can kill something. Right? You found a machine. So you only found the machine. That time you should think, when I find this machine, how much precaution I should take to protect the animals also. Because you have captured their place. Right? So I should plan my road accordingly. I should have a plan for the road so the animals can cross. Where all animals can cross. Right? I should design in that way. I should avoid so many roads. I can go for mass transit. I should avoid so many cars. It's destructive. So let's go mass transit. So this thing should come, ahimsic thing should come in all parts of the life. So unless and otherwise you do that, you cannot see ahimsic. Right? So what are you doing at home? Every day your famous toothpaste. Can you give an example of the famous toothpaste? Anybody? Colgate. Okay. So you're brushing and you're spitting. What is there? First thing is you're poisoning yourself. Second thing is in your sink. Right? Where does this go? Every day how much of soap you use, how much you spit. One thing, this is gone. They marketed you, fluoride is good, they will market you, keep on doing, and they will give free thing for you also, for doctors. Free products also they will give you over your market. If you don't think, they will do that. Right? So look at all the components, Dr. Someone told, what are the components there? Sulfates. All kind of triphosphates and glycerin. Glycerin is okay. So look at what is organic. What is biocompatible, right? If something is harming you, something is causing erosion, it will also cause soil erosion. So it will go inside the water. In water, what happens? All these chemicals first kills all the animals. So you are killing the eco cycle. Then what happens? It penetrates deep into the water. It causes soil erosion. Tectonic plates move, and then tsunami comes. It cause and effect. Now we are showing tsunami came. Why? You are doing this. Now can you talk about ahimsa? Every day are you doing ahimsa if I ask? So now we have to go for, like Siddha paste, he was talking about Siddha powder, right? Tooth powder. Look at that. Naturally they have picked. Naturally, right? They picked the churnas and all kind of, it came very naturally to them. There's no need to discuss. It's not a chemical. It is very, whenever you use that, it's not destructive. Right? So it's ahimsic products. So we have to use ahimsic products. Right? So we have to be very careful. Every day we have to watch out what we are using, what kind of chemicals. If they put the Roundup, Roundup, what you put it for the grass to kill that. So what happens? It will kill all the weeds. You think it will kill you, right? That is a major cause for cancer. It's been recorded, right? All the cancer is coming because of the people. You are thinking why? Why should grass be green? Why? There are so many things in the grass. We have Vallare, Vallare, Brahmi, and all kind of medicines, right? We go buy this dandelions, dandelion thing is edible. You go and you can buy in Wegmans and all, they sell it. But you don't know it is there every day. You're saying these are weeds. Don't know that they are Siddha medicines. Vallar and the thing, so now in my house, I just left that it became a garden, So I gave it to a contract to maintain the tree. One guy, he came and one day he put the chemicals without my knowledge. I told I'll sue you. I have all the records, what are the chemicals you're putting. Then he gave me freely, right? So whatever he did so because it has so much harmful, today science is also discussing, they're coming out with problems with these things. So we need to be careful. It's not like fancy things. Science, whatever you think, is not very fancy. Okay, so so engineering and economics. So I went to Cornell Aero Fabrication Center. I was there for 4 to 5 months. And I know what we are dumping there. Chemicals are being dumped just like that. And how much time I have? 10 minutes. Okay. Wow. Okay. So chemical. So this is now I know. I mean, I'm working in a lab. Okay, I'm getting paid or anything, whatever it is. But how much of environment disaster I'm causing because of this? I mean, I see you create science. When you create science, right? It's not about how much of benefit, risk versus benefit ratio. This is the word I wanted. Risk versus benefit ratio. It's all really, it's a creepy word, It's nothing like that. I mean, there's no risk. Why do you have to take risk? Right? Benefit could be a little later, but why do you want to risk your own life? It's not needed. This is all words, like the theory, survival of the fittest. It doesn't work. Everybody survive. It's called symbiosis. You help to make the earth live, all the plants live, all the animals live along with you. So you have to work without symbiosis. Science is a disaster. So the symbiosis comes from the ahimsic principle. When you adapt ahimsic principle, symbiosis automatically come. This is the compassion. The compassion will automatically come in every aspect of life. So I just told you my gardening, brushing my toy, changing my kids' toys, batteries. I mean, I'm just thinking how much of the energy, the battery. We are just thinking this is cell, and I mean we cannot recycle that. And then if you're just turning on your lights in your house, you're thinking, oh, I'm paying, I'm earning 400K. Why can't I'm ready to spend? But your 400K is nothing to the karma you extract out of it. Karma is not the equivalent. How much of destruction you do for getting a unit of light? You should understand that it's not coming from one part of the world. It's from extracted from many parts of the world. They don't even know the value. It's also from your own culture. So and then we should become liars. Once we start to market this, we become liars. We will have patents and other things. We want to market. Market means what? Marketing means what? See, something works, people will come to approach you. Wow. But only why do you need marketing? Because you want to lie. You're lying, right? You want to lie because the product doesn't work and do a fancy way, all kind of ways to market, So you need to do new kind of strategy. How can I enjoy my life without having anything at all? Now you may ask this question, right? If I do this, I remove this, I will do this, what can I do? Think. Right? At least think. So money doesn't have the power to sell karma. You can only buy karma with your money. So don't think money can sell karma. Okay? Karma is there. So governance, corruption-free government. You want budget? Only the government should budget for green projects, not for anything that gives money, brings back money for the government. That's how things are structured. We need to look at the benefit of humanity. Bring this, right? So one world government, and veto power should be removed, and we should have a one world government that's governed by the United States with people who are, who are well known for their values. They should be establishing this. Right? We have great people in this world that can put together, and we have a lot of contribution. The ancient scientists have a lot of contribution statistically to give to the UNO. So changing the education system is the only way at the right point for doing this. So policy making also has a big impact. So creating a university, we can fulfill this. So this is the ideas that manifest in a, if I create a university, this is what going to be the syllabus, right? You can make money out of it. Okay, you teach world peace, non-violence, consciousness, psychology, theory of origin, conscious physics, mathematics. There is all Vedic mathematics, chemistry, and all. A conscious economics. I have green MBA programs. It's already coming up. Conscious agriculture, holistic medicine. Bring all the medicines, which is holistic. Martial arts, right? Conscious arts department. We'll have the Bharatanatyam, Kathak. These all are. You remove the religion from there now. Separate the science, the art department separately. Conscious architecture, vastu, separate, and people will come and people. It's like now hidden in the Hindu religion, and people are confused. What is this? Between these two things, we need a separation between the two. So droplets of water turned into an ocean of thought. I can really next slide, please. The next, or I'll just go through the university real quick and 10 minutes. So now with this idea, we are coming up with a new project, right? We are establishing the Veta University, right? Veta in Spanish also means life force, right? I did suggest, one of my friends suggested, if you want to establish, I said, give me a neutral name. You came up with this. Okay, this also looks like our Vedic philosophy, right? But fine. This is the Institute for Transdisciplinary Research and Education. This is coming up. We already have some infrastructure. We have an online university set up. That's starting November 1st. But we will have a physical university set up that will contain all these things. So we are working on that in collaboration with all the organizations possible, from India for now. And we are not limiting to India alone. Okay. So this is the Veta University. The organization structure is going to be having a Veta research, and that will bring the science and mind bodies, and we will have different departments and a community education to empower leadership and capacity building. And we will have the departments of art, and so the vision, Veta University, herefore referred as the Veta, will be a 503 organization. They have a physical campus of 100 to 500 acres property, as well as other regional centers, including a commercial center for practice of conscious culture. So we have a commercial center because today, immediately you cannot go, you cannot generate money because one part of the world is flowing with money, and people, if I want to ask you to come and contribute, can you contribute a time? You say, okay, one day you do, 2 days or 3 days, third day your spouse will come and shout at you, right? Why you are spending so much of time on energy? So I have to pay you, then you will be happy. right? So this is how, if you give a job, you will like the job, if you're passionate at that, you will continue to do that. So we are establishing this so that, people get paid, people get involved here. So it's a money model only, but it's a non-profit organization. We will include here profitable organizations in research and product development so that they can develop the products, right? For example, we are creating an Ayurveda app, for example. First time we are creating an app that will give you, what kind of food you can eat, and what type of food you need for this kind of a dosha, so that kind of thing, and so that kind of thing will generate some income, so that can be turned into research. We can support students to do more research on our sciences, so so you can just go through this. So there's also training network programs is offered to university worldwide and focus on reliable cultivating a resilient intelligence capable of solving the complex challenges currently facing humanity. So we want to do hardcore research. It's not like soft research. We are building technology, the technology that you can see. Yeah, and so this is the campus outside. So we already saw some places, and we are trying to see also. There's a potential possibility in North Carolina also, and somewhere in Asheville or something, some place like that. But it has to happen, right? It has to happen. If it has to happen, it will happen. So that's how we do this. It has to happen from the support of the consciousness. I'm including all the gurus so far who have struggled. They did a lot of work, but they are not recognized by this whole world. I'm bringing all these people and with their support, right? It's the background support. And with all the innumerable souls who wanted to do this, like Dr. Salvation Mohammed, Upaswami, yeah. They really wanted to bring this out, ancient traditions. So we have to use all the forces, so many getting together. I mean, individuals cannot do anything. Individual is nothing here. We have to, we have to be congruent in our thinking. It's a synergetically we have to do. Only then we can achieve this. And each sage scientist we will have a library for the sage scientists, a complete library. Everybody will have it's not for idol worship. These are sage scientists there. They will have 50 to 100 meters of, statue there, under which they will have a library of whatever they have written and their translations. So it's available for education. You can refer, you can have an online libraries. So we can, collectively give this to the world as a curriculum, and you can refer back and forth, that kind of a structure. So each organization will donate some part of this. Some organizations already come forward to do that. Okay, so this is for identifying these people as sage scientists. The scientists are different. We have so far identified Einstein. I don't know my aware. Where is aware in my history book? I am learning so much of Newton. I didn't know this Vadala. Nobody knows Vadala. Does anybody know Vadala? Until now, only few people know who is this. This is a scientist. Nobody knows. So how will they identify you? Only people know that I have a, okay, what is his contribution? What he has contributed to humanity? We show that, automatically, people, oh, okay, so much of literature is available. Translations, bring all the translations, several translators, let them do whatever it is, then we can do research and confirm later. But we do that, So Veda research is what it will be like an invest. They want to make products and develop products. They can invest here. There, it's like a big corp. It's a corporation. So we will have some product development. Otherwise, we cannot. Fund flowing will be stumbling in fund flow in the non-profit world. So conscious culture. We are trying to develop a conscious culture around a community around it, and awareness. In 25 years, we are thinking to manifest the world. Manifest by the world with one single culture, not just sectarianism. No more sectarianism of one kind of culture. We bridge We want to bridge the good things. There are so many good things in the modern science. We cannot completely neglect modern science is nothing or something like that. There are so many good components. We take the green part of the component and infuse with this, and give it a universal culture that all can practice. Yeah? And we will have a communication system. So all the things we will develop, this is not based on hierarchy here. There will be no hierarchy here. We want to break that system also. In most cases, they will have, you are the president of a university, all this big thing. No, even a president of the university will be only a faculty, and we have to do free service for his president's role. You will be paid for his faculty only, because it's just faculty. Whatever you can contribute, you can contribute. Somebody else can become. There is no hierarchy here. Each individual is potentially divine, and we have given the freedom that individual can bring people. That's it. And no hierarchy here, this kind of structure and all these things. These all are to management and make you small. So we don't want to. We want to break that system, and this is how our faculty development program is. How we look at how team can learn, members can complement each other, how people attribute different meanings to words, different people do see things differently. For some concrete ideas are abstract and vice versa, different people have varying expectations. So based on this, we will have a conscious leadership, and we are already collaborating with few university already. They are ready to sign contract with us. So for example, Ubiquity University, where in fact Group is also coming up. They want to sign a contract with us. Dev Sanskriti University is a very big university in Ayurveda, with all these alternative medicine. Vedanta Institute for Spiritual Institutional Education, which has several branches, and it has components with 16 universities. So, and Wales University also introduced me to another 6 or 7 universities. So they all wanted to collaborate. So we will have a twinning programs, like we giving 2, 3, they will get 12 degree. So people can take some courses there, right? We can completely, until we build an infrastructure that they can get jobs here after doing this degree, right? Till then it's a little struggle. So once they do that, we are independent, very independent. But bringing, like, all the university follow this. With the South thing, we can have any number of syllabus. There is no competition. You can do many things, right? So this is the endowment fund. We wanted to do this. Say we start here. In 2016, we wanted to have around $1 million at the end, and we want to raise that to in 2017. It will be $2 million, and at the end of 2000, it's not going to be a straight line curve, right? It's not going to be a straight line, but there are 2 ways we want to do this. One is through non-profit, and non-profit, from my experience, it is like growing only like a straight line from the past experience. So based on that only we projected this, and the next is like bringing the profit part of the business, which can go up, which curves up, and after some time in 2019 or something, it can go exponentially. So that's very much possible, but we are fundamentally now raising the funds. Okay, so we all need all your support to change this universe with bringing in universal education system that will comprise all culture. We don't want to limit by sectarianism, and help bring the new green science to the whole world.
Thank you, Dr. Shan. That was indeed a wonderful speech. A lot to think about, a lot to do, and of course, it's all to be done with supporters and like-minded people who are sitting right here in the audience. I think if anyone is really interested in it, please contact him. We would really love to see this grow. And all the best. Contact Vikram, he doesn't want to get flooded. So contact Vikram and do let us know, find out how you can help make this a possibility. The next lecture is Science of Enlightenment and Immortality. It will be delivered by Sri Kuppusamy Ramasamy. Sri Kuppusamy Ramasamy is a renowned scholar in various Siddhanta, Vedanta, psychology, philosophy, meditation, yoga, pranayama, leadership, behavioral, anxiety, weight loss, and herbal programs. He has learned many techniques and teachings from many masters over the past 55 years, including Vedatri Maharishi, mother of the Aurobindo Ashram, Yogiram Surat Kumar, Swami Sarvananda, J. Krishnamurti, etc. He's traveling all over the world for the past 20 years to share his knowledge with truth seekers and has extensively visited Malaysia, Australia, Switzerland, Sri Lanka, and Singapore for delivering lectures and conferences and educational institutes. He teaches yoga, advanced pranayama called Vasi Yoga, and meditation techniques to the public free of cost. He is currently the secretary of the Suddha Sanmarga Consciousness Institute, working towards the elimination of hunger. As a literary critic and poet, he has given a number of addresses in literary societies. Being a motivational speaker, he has trained several young students in the art of public speaking. He has given English commentaries on the Chinese seer Lao Tzu's book, Tao Te Ching, delivered lectures on Tirukural, Siddha literature, and Vallalar's Thiru Arpa, and some of these can be seen in YouTube videos and his blog. On this trip, he has already visited Chicago, California, now he's in North Carolina, and we will be going to New Jersey and other places. I welcome Shri Kuppusamy Ayya, and I also want to call his wife, Srimati Lalita Kuppusamy, who will give a short rendition of a song by Vallalar. Arperum Jodi Tanperum Karunai Arperum Jodi Arul Vilake Aruchudare Arul Jodi Sivame Arul Vilake Aruchudare Arul Jodi Sivame Arulamude Arul Niraive Arul Vadiva Porule Arulamude Arul Niraive Arul Porule Irul Kadindin Ulamuludum Idam Konda Padiye Irul Kadindin Ulamuludum Idam Konda Padiye Ennarive Ennoire Enakiniya Urave Ennarive
மணியே மாற்றறியா பொன்னே மண்ணில் நடம் புரிகின்ற மனவாளா எனக்கே மண்ணில் நடம் புரிகின்ற மனவாளா எனக்கே தெருளளித்த திருவாளா ஞான உருவாளா தெருளளித்த திருவாளா ஞான உருவாளா தெய்வ நட கரசே நான் செய்மொழியேற்றருளே தெய்வ நட கரசே நான் செய்மொழியேற்றருளே அருள் விளக்கே அருட்சுடரே அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி எல்லா உயிர்களும் இன்புற்று வாழ்க வள்ளல் மலரடி வாழ்க வாழ்க.
பெருஞ்சோதி பெருஞ்சோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை பெருஞ்சோதி எல்லா உயிர்களும் இன்புற்று வாழ்க வள்ளல் மலரடி வாழ்க வாழ்க. My dear soul brothers and soul sisters, I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on the most important thing in a man's life. This is the most important subject in the history of evolution, enlightenment of consciousness. Dr. Shah started his speech with Aham Brahmasmi. As far as I know, that is the highest wisdom man has discovered so far. That is, I am Brahman. Not in reality now, but in potentiality. But how to translate that idea into reality? That is the question. Everybody knows that potentially every one of us is God. We are all children of God, sons and daughters of God, we know that. But how to make it into a reality? That is the problem. See, at my right side, you see the picture of Valala. In his life, he translated Aham Brahmasmi into truth. கடவுள் தன்மை understand the science of Godhead. What does it mean? Not the science of matter or the universe or the Big Bang, but to understand the science of Godhead and attain it. That is, you must understand the nature of God and live it. Live it means you are going to live. It is your birthright to live like God. Being children of God, you can live forever. You can have an immortal body free from disease, old age, and death. That is your birthright. That was achieved by Swami Ramalinga Vadagar, and it was done Not only in his body, he has given us a complete science in 36 stages. Whoever practices those 36 stages will be transformed into a divine being. That is why it is called science. There are two special words here which are not found in any other schools of thought, which is, see, science. That is different. So far, people, philosophers and religious teachers have always considered this as a kind of yoga, but it is not only yoga. Exactly, it can be done. What is science? Exactness, quantification. Can it be done in so many steps? Anybody should be able to do it. You should be able to do it in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, in any part of the world. Whoever does it in the right way should achieve the right results. That is science. So Swami Vadalar has given us not only a philosophy or yoga, but an exact science of mukti and siddhi, that is enlightenment of consciousness and immortality of the human body. So far, this has not been given. Many people have attempted, many people have prayed for that. Right from time immemorial, man has been aspiring towards such a goal. But how to do it? What is the process? Only if you are able to give it in exact terms, it can be called science. And that is the achievement of Swami Ramalinga Vadalar. Why did I choose Vadalar? It happened so naturally. See, all through my life, from the age of 11, I have been after truth. I am a seeker after truth. Who am I? I am a seeker after truth. I want truth, nothing but the truth, exact truth, not religious truth or philosophical truth or scientific truth. No, the whole truth. I want only the truth. If I find some truth in somebody's teaching, I'll go after him. I'll do whatever is required to serve that person. I will do anything. Even I will get him some. So I have been going around muktas and siddhas and saints and sannyasis all through my life. For the past 55 years, I have been roaming around the world. I have been collecting books, reading them, entering into a relationship with the gurus who can teach me any type of yoga. So I have wasted my life in a way. At least the impression of my family and friends. He has wasted his life. Otherwise, he could have become a millionaire. Well, I could have become, but this is what gives me satisfaction. I must know what it is meant by life. Why am I here upon this earth? I should find out for myself, not for preaching or teaching. That is secondary. That is different. I should know myself. What is meant by life? Why am I here upon this earth? Why am I born here? Particularly in a state of Tamil Nadu. My mother tongue is Telugu, but I was born in Tamil Nadu. And Mother Tamil, she has revealed, I believe, much more than she has revealed herself to any of her sons. I love that language so much, not because it's a language, not because of that. It's not only a language for communication, it is an exact system of knowledge, a branch of knowledge, a fund of knowledge like mathematics, physics, chemistry, like that. Tamil is a special kind of knowledge given to this world, like your Windows. What is your Windows? A computer language. It is made for a purpose, to serve an exact purpose. In that way, Tamil was created for teaching mankind the immortality of the body. They call it Saha Kalvi, the education for deathlessness. Most of the saints are called Siddhas in Tamil Nadu, and some 18 Siddhas are famous for that. Actually, there are more than 110 people are there. Then why? What is that particular number? 18. If you read the history of the world, you will come to know the significance of this number. It is not 18, actually it is 10, I'll tell you. You find 80 Siddhas in Tibet. You find 8 immortals in Taoist literature. And you find 18 Siddhas in Tamil Nadu, 10 Enmar. In Tamil it is called Padin Yen Ma. Padinen Sittarhal. So what they mean is that again it is given in a twilight language. Padin Yen Sittar. Who knows the significance of the number 10? He is a Sittar. It is not 18. Who knows the number and the significance of the number 10? He is a Siddha. See the photograph? Photograph. There is no photograph, there is only a picture. You see on my left, Vedatri Maharishi. What is he wearing? White dhoti and white shirt and yellow shawl. What does it mean? White means number 2, Muharram. Yellow means number 8. 2 plus 8. What does it make? It makes 10. So he was a Siddha. He had understood the meaning of Agaram and Ugaram. According to the Siddhas, our Shanmaster was talking about, I'll tell you the origin, the theory of origin of the Siddhas. They say, Vadala says, he says, all things in the world, all beings in the world are made up of only 2 things, Agaram and Ugaram, that is 8 plus 8 and 2. But unfortunately, in God's creation, everything is in a raw material stage. You have to separate the 8, Agaram, and you have to separate the Ugaram. After separating them, you have to cleanse them. They are a mixture in a raw form. You have to cleanse them. After cleaning the 8 and 2, you again unite them, and then you get number 10, a new birth. That is called Magaram. So this is the process of creation. When Paravindu and Paranada, Paravindu means Parasakti in mythological terms. Let us forget about mythological terms. We will talk only in scientific terms. Bindu means light. Para means transcendental light. What are they? According to Swami Vadala, he says, in the beginning, as according to the Bible, the word was there. In the beginning was the word. And the German poet Goethe, he rephrased it as, in the beginning was the work, effort. No, Vadala says, in the beginning was compassion. What was in the beginning? The light of compassion was there, because it is the ultimate energy. All through his life, Albert Einstein was trying to unify 4 forces. One is gravitation, another is electromagnetism, the third is weak nuclear force, the fourth is strong nuclear force. He wanted to unify all the 4 into one. All these 4 forces should have sprung from one source. And what was that source? All his life he was trying to find out that source, but unfortunately he failed. Whereas Valhalla, long before Einstein had told the word that in the beginning was the light of compassion. The beginning was the light of compassion. And by implication, compassion means it must have somebody else to give what it has got to. It should share its wealth with others by compassion. By implication, the word compassion means arul. So it started creating beings with which it could share all that intelligence, all that power, omniscience, omniscient, everything. All the 8 attributes of God, it wanted to share with beings. So it created out of itself. According to the Vedas, 1/4 of the body of the Purusha, the cosmic person God, was turned into creation. But according to Vadala Swami says the cosmos is just like the nail of the left toe of the left leg of God. Then how many times bigger than the cosmos would be the body of God? Hundreds of times or more. And he is ever expanding. Swami says, long before this Big Bang theory says, it says the universe is ever expanding. Another thing about the origin of the universe is ever expanding, modern science says. And in 1870s, Vadala Swami writes, Algal Indri Vongum Arupperanjodi. He says there are only 2 forces governing in the world. One is algal, it is the law of entropy. constantly shrinking. Everything is going towards death, towards nihilism. The other thing, other force is ever expanding. The universe is ever expanding. What is the universe? The body of God. So it is ever expanding. And long before science discovered, Vadala Swami had said these two things, forces. One is God, that is total life, never-ending life, eternal life, everlasting life, that is 100% light. And what is that light? Light has got three major types. One is physical light, another is subtle light or love, the third is compassion or total 100% light, that is compassion. So God is total compassion. God is total compassion. And what is matter? Matter is, say, about 0.001% light. All matter is condensed light. In between, you have got beings and the worlds. Certain proportion of darkness and light. Various proportions, computations of light and darkness are beings and the world. So this is the theory of Valhalla. Now what is the purpose of evolution? Now he says there are only three stages of evolution. He says self-love. Now, where does mankind stand? Right from day one, when the amoeba originated, right from that, for some 3.5 billion years, evolution has been going on according to Darwin. And he says, Padala says, accepts it. Yes, it was the survival of fittest until today. Yes, from tomorrow, what happens? It has changed directions. It has gone inside. Now attention is not being focused outside as the animals and plants do. With the man, attention is paid. His attention is going inside. It has turned upon itself. Man has become self-consciousness. So survival of the fittest is based upon self-love. That is only the first stage. What is the second stage? Human compassion. Manida Dayav. When you attain compassion at the human level, the third stage of God's compassion will automatically descend upon you. You don't have to strive after that. You practice compassion in your life. Be always in a state of compassion. Act only compassionate actions. And all the things, all the benefits of them will be given to you. Stay in Anma Neyam. That is why I address you as universal, soul brothers. We are all soul brothers and soul sisters according to Vadala, because there is only one father. We are all children. We are all sisters and brothers only. Not only human beings, all beings. All beings are daughters and sons of God. Plants, animals, birds, all beings. So we have to learn only one thing, it is Anmane. What is Anmane? Universal love. Irrespective of caste, creed, religion, color, gender, species, no, nothing whatsoever should stand in between you and other brothers. There should not be any walls whatsoever. So everybody is living as members of one family. In Sanskrit, they used to say as Vasudeva Kutumba. So we are all members of one family. What is the link? What is the bondage between us? We are all sons and daughters of God. If you can feel that bondage of universal love among all the brothers and sisters of this world, then what happens? What is the Alma Lava? See, profit will automatically accrue to you if you properly invest your attention upon compassion. Then what is that? Immortality. Alma Lavam da Maranamila Pervadu. See, you practice Alma Neyam, universal love, and what do you gain? Your gain is immortality. And Swami has given us two famous formulas. One is Dhyana Mayamanal Posippu Maru. If you are always in a state of meditation, your very perception will change. Your perception will change. Everything will be tasty. Everything will be beautiful. There is nothing ugly in your eyes. There is nothing not sweet on your tongue. Everything will be tasteful. Everything will be beautiful to look at. Everything will be good. All the five Panchabhutas will serve you as servants. So, Dhyana Mayamana Vasimarum, your very perception will change. And the second rule is Dayavu Mayamana Udale Marum. தயவு மயமானால் உடலே மாறும். If you are all compassion towards all beings, all the 24 hours, then what happens? And he says, all that you eat, even if you eat poison, it will be transformed into Amrita. It was given in a story of Shiva. Unfortunately, the meaning was not given to us. See, as I told you the other day, knowledge is knowledge, scientific knowledge, whether it is given in the form of a fable or mystery or in the form of a formula as Einstein did. Einstein gave his relativity theory and E is equal to mc squared. Our ancient seers gave them in the form of mythologies, in stories. What was the story in which this poison could be transformed into Amrita? This is the story, you already know the story. Both Asuras and the Devas were churning the milky ocean. And they expected Amrita to come out first. Instead, what came first? It was Alagala Visham, poison of the deadliest type. And all the gods, whoever smelled it, they felt it immediately. Everybody was running out to save his own life or to save her own life. At last, Shiva, the compassionate God, said, oh, all of my sons and daughters are dying. I should save them. Let me drink the whole poison. He drank the whole poison. And according to legend, the mother stopped it at the throat. And Vadalar says, well, it is story. Even if mother had not stopped it at his throat, he would not have died, because that movement, what was acting in his body? That compassion. He wanted to save his children at the cost of his own life. Then what happens? At that moment, compassion starts working in your body and it transforms the entire poison into nectar. What sort of poison? The deadliest poison, Alagala Visham. Alam Amudakkum Annal. Swami says, Alam Amudakkum Annal. So, compassion has the capacity to transform all evil, all poison into nectar. That is why Swami stresses always, Jivagarunyame Mokshavitin Gold. What is meant by that? If you want the key to open the door to moksha, liberation, Jivagarunya, compassion is the way. For enlightened beings, compassion is the true worship. Compassion is the true worship. Arivu Vilangiya Jivagalukkellam Jivagarunyame Vazhipaadu. And he says, the moment you practice Jivagarunya, you are a yogi. How? Patanjali says, what is yoga? Yoga, Chitta Vritti, Nirodha. Stopping the thoughts is yoga. The moment you stop your mind and you think about others, you forget about your self-centeredness. When you start thinking about others, what happens? You simply bypass your mind. You don't enter into a city and get caught in a traffic. No, nothing of that sort. Even if you practice yoga for 30 years, 40 years, it will be very difficult for you to stop your thoughts. But in a second, in a moment, when you think of the welfare of other beings, you forget about yourself, and then what happens? You become a yogi, simply bypassing the mind. You don't find fault with your mind, you don't fight with it. No, nothing doing with your mind at all. And you bypass your mind and you become a yogi. And then you become a jnani. What is that? Yan janati ennum serukku arupan jnani. I consciousness and my consciousness, if you are able to conquer these two types of consciousness, you become a wise man, Siddha. At that moment, even the angels, they were not able to do that. That is why he says, which means Vanor, even the angels, they were not able to conquer their own I consciousness or mind consciousness. But the moment you think of the welfare of other beings, what happens? There is no I consciousness. There is no mind consciousness. At that moment, you become a wise man, Jnani. And he says, further he says, you will become a divine person when the compassion becomes complete. Avane Devanumava. Please read that small book of Jivagarunya Olukam. It is comparable to any scripture in the world. It is the logical, scientific scripture given to the scientific age. The message contained in that book alone can save our lives. Not only as humans, individuals, as families, as nations, but as a species, Only the message contained in that book can save us. That is why I want to propagate the message of Swami Vadala to all the 8 billion people on this planet. Why? Now every nation has got bombs, atom bombs, neutron bombs, hydrogen bombs. In the name of religion or in the name of nationality, if a war erupts, what happens? If the Third World War erupts, what will happen? The whole world will be destroyed, and they say it can be destroyed about 30,000 times. Not only human lives, all life on earth will be finished. Who are we? Who are we to kill all these beings? We are only guests, as Swami Vivekananda rightly put. We are only guests upon this planet. We came into the scene only some 2 million years ago. But life started some 3.5 billion years ago. So we are only guests. How can we don't have the right to kill the hosts? So we don't have to play with the lives of other beings. We have no right at all. That is why Swami says compassion alone is real spirituality. And he says we are conscious beings. And what is the highest point of consciousness? Compassion. Even spirituality is marginalized by Swami Vivekananda. Read his books. Even spirituality is not the whole truth, he says. Jnanam Bhattad says, Yogarunyam, he says, Swami Vivekananda even marginalizes spirituality, saying, only in the name of spirituality, all these religious people were waging wars upon one another. And you know how many people they have killed? According to statistics, people killed in wars waged by kings is much less. The number is much less, but the number of people killed by these religious wars is much, much more. That is why Vadala says, Sadiyum Madamum Poi Poye Avatil Budadir. Even Vedatri Maharshi and Vadala, following Vadala, Vedatri Maharshi also says the same thing. We are teaching pure spirituality, not religious spirituality, not tainted spirituality. New Age gurus like J. Krishnamurti, Guruji, Osho, all these people said, we teach religiousness but not religions. Because once an idea is getting organized into a religion, what happens? It becomes a center of power, and to establish that power and to keep it forever, certain posts are created, posts of power, chairs of power are created, and to sustain their own life. What do these priests do? They want to create fundamentalists, and fundamentalists make all sorts of terrorism in the world, and the world is to suffer in the name of spirituality. So, with the spirituality, compassion should be added. Without compassion, even spirituality is self-centered. Says, why does it say that? I want liberation for myself. It is the highest form of self-centeredness. I want liberation. What is liberation? Liberation from the cycle of death and birth. It is all right. Okay, that is the purpose of life. That is the purpose of and immortality. All right, but you don't care about other beings. You are not a part of the body of God. You are one part, one cell in the body of God. I am one cell in the body of God. Those plants are cells in the body of God. So in the cosmic Purusha, in the cosmic body of God, we are all single cells. If one cell thinks that I am superior, I don't belong to this body, what is that cell called? Repeatedly I have been telling you, what is that cell called? Cancer cell. How does a cancer cell? How is it born? It is different from the body. It doesn't belong to the body. It is separate by itself. It wants to grow at the cost of other cells. Oxygen and energy, food, energy, coming to other cells, to the neighborhood, the cells in the neighborhood, they are being eaten and absorbed by these cancer cells, and they grow enormously at the cost of other cells. We are all cancer cells. That is why we are punished and killed by God. If we are compassionate cells, we need not die. As Vadala says, மரணமிலா பெருவாழ்வில் வாழ்ந்திடலாம் கண்டீர். தப்பாலே ஜகத்தவர் சாவே துணிந்தார். Why do people die? By mistake they are dying. Now modern scientists like Ray Kurzweil and Aubrey Gray and many people have come forward to say that by the very design of this body, it can go forever and ever, it need not die. Only by mistake they are dying. What is the mistake? Well, somebody says, everything you do is mistake. What you eat is wrong. The way you eat is wrong. What you think is wrong. The way you think is wrong. The way you sleep is wrong. The way you have sex with your wife is wrong. The way you read is wrong. Everything is wrong. We are doing everything in the wrong way. That is why we fall sick, we grow old and we die. And Swami Vadalar has given us a long list of the right things to do in our life. How to eat, what to eat, how to sleep, how many hours of sleep one should have. So all these things are exactly given by Vadalar. If you could follow the daily regimen, there is another lecture. You ask Vikram, give you. The other day I was telling you about the everyday regimen given by Vadalar, Nitya Olukam. If you follow that, you will not fall sick. And the basic thing is that Vadalar Swami says, you invite diseases into your life. That is why you have disease. You invite old age into your body. You invite death in your body. That is why they come. If you say no, I don't want you inside my house, say it assertively, say it affirmatively, and it will not come. தப்பாலே ஜகத்தவர் சாவே துணிந்தார். மறந்திருந்தீர் பிணி மூப்பில் சம்மதமோனு மக்கு. Lakshan was talking about loss of memory. Vadalar Swami says, what is the cause of disease? He has given some new points for us. About those things, modern science doesn't know. He says, every organ has got a particular type of memory and it loses its memory. And moreover, he says, see, the tail or a limb of a lizard is cut off. What happens? Just 3 weeks, it regrows itself. Many animals do that. But we have evolved beyond those animals. But we have forgotten that habit. We can regrow our lost cut off limbs. We can regrow, but we have lost that memory. We can regain it, he says. Marandirindir, Pirimupil Samadamo. What did we forget? When we were in the wombs of our mothers, we knew how to grow our limbs. When we were in the stomach of our mother, with what little food, mother might, what does she know about? My mother, she never knew about what vitamins or these minerals or all these things, it's new stuff. My mother was illiterate. She was eating only boda and bhaji. She never cared about all this. So with what little food she had, we were able to grow our limbs. We were able to grow our brains. The most wonderful thing in creation of God, they say, is this human brain. And that human brain is contained in the human body. There is no computer comparable to the human body and human brain. And we learn to grow all these limbs by ourselves. Now, where is that knowledge? How did we lose it? Vadalar Swami says, if you can correctly follow the daily regimen recommended by Vadalar, you can remember those things. This loss of memory can be corrected. You can get back. Well, if you read the Buddha Sarita, story of Buddha, it is narrated that he was able, when he attained nirvana, he was able to remember 24 previous births of his. How many? 24 births. But unfortunately, he did not remember how he developed his own limbs when he was in the womb of his mother. Because here tradition comes. Because he considered all life as dukkha. Not living upon this earth, he was intent upon leaving this earth. This earth is hell. One should get away from it as soon as possible. That was his theory. So his belief was not to live, not longevity or immortality, but death. Only after death, when one doesn't have this physical body, which is have to all sorts of illnesses, one can have a paradisical life. That was his belief. That was the belief of Vedanta also. So Buddha did not try to remember how he developed his own limbs when he was in his mother's body. And Swami Ramalinga, being a Siddha, who wanted to live here, not only here, from this will be the headquarters, and he will be roaming around the entire cosmos. And he says, don't waste your time on picnics going on this planet. First learn this science of immortality, transform your body, impure body into a pure body, and pure body into an Omkara body, and an Omkara body into a body of light of compassion. And then what happens? You can travel to the far corners of the universe for your picnic. Not only our solar system, galaxies and galaxies, everywhere he can go. Now he says, இப்பொழுது என்னுடைய அறிவு அண்டாண்டங்களுக்கும் அப்பால் இருக்கிறது. Can you imagine now what's happening in your house now? No, we don't have the capacity. But he says, what is taking place in galaxies? What is taking place in other universes? Now they call it multiverse. Swami Vadalar had already given us 2032 universes in his prose writings. A list of 2032 universes. So he had known multiverse. Now only the scientists say this is not a universe but a multiverse. There are infinite number of dimensions. And Vadalar Swami says, if by any trick you can open your third eye, you can see all the dimensions in infinite number of dimensions in creation. That is why he wants you to open your third eye. And we are giving exercises for that. Some of you might have learned that. What I mean to say is that Vadalar Swami had seen without the aid of telescope all the galaxies and all sorts of beings living in there. And without the aid of the microscope or electron microscope, he was able to see far into the inner subatomic world. Even in 1850, when nothing was known about electrons, protons, and photons on all these subatomic particles, Vadalar was able to list out all these particles. A lot of science, nuclear science, is given by Vadalar. In 1850s, how was he able to see that? With what type of electron microscope or telescope? No. And he says, again, it's an invention in anatomy and physiology. No eye doctor, ophthalmologist knows about it, but Vadalar says, man is blessed by God with 4 types of eyes. This physical eyes, then mental eye, and then eye of the spirit, and then eye of compassion. Unfortunately, we have known only 2 eyes. One is partially, these 2 eyes are open, and the mental eye is partially open. Only the philosophers and scientists have fully opened and they have made use of it. And the eye of the spirit is not open for us. When the eye of the spirit is open, he says, you can see not only the body, not only the mind, not only the face, but you can see the very life spirit we have. How many births it has taken, how many births it is yet to have, yet to take, and how long it will stay in this body, all these things you will come to know when the eye of spirit is open. And then when the eye of compassion is open, he says, you can see without the aid of telescopes or microscopes inside the atomic world and as well as the galaxies. Far beyond the galaxies, you can see these eyes are capable of seeing all these things. Though this human body has got the full potential of seeing all through the universe. And finally, one basic truth has to be established. That is, why did the Greeks who invented science did not opt for technology? This is a very basic question in science. Why did Indian scientists like Aryabhatta, there were great mathematicians and there were great astronomers and there were great siddhas, why did they choose science as a way of life? Why didn't they rely upon gadgets as we do? Because they had understood one point which modern scientists do not understand. What is that? All the gadgets are created from the human brain, as Dr. was telling yes. And what is the brain? It's an instrument of consciousness. So if you can develop your consciousness to the utmost level, this consciousness itself can act as your telescope. This consciousness itself has act as your microscope. It can do the work of all the gadgets. Vallalar Swami says, when you are full of compassion, what will happen? He says, if you want to give some donation, say, or a book to somebody in India, you don't have to send it by post. You can give it from here. How is it possible? Lord Krishna was able to give saris to Draupadi. We read in the Puranas. And Swami says, it is not Purana, it is possible. How is it possible? Now you are sending your message by cell phones. You are making use of the vibrations of the air. 2G, 3G, 4G, all these are the mediums of vibrations in the air. Vallalar Swami says, what is meditation? Entering into pure space. Now we are beings of medium of air. Go beyond the medium of air and enter into the medium of space. Learn to manipulate space. Then what happens? The obstacles of, the limitations of time and space are not there. With the compassion, you conquer the limitations of time and space. There is no space. When you enter into space, what happens is that you got the capacity to overcome the limitations of time and space. Time is created by air, by your breath. Distance is created by air. When you master space, that is the most important thing. That is why I say Vallalar was a saint, scientist saint. Now mankind, where does it stand? In the medium of air. That is why Swami prays to God. Oh God, when are you going to transform this body of air into a body of space? என்று அருள்வாய் கதியாலாகிய உடலை காற்றாலாகிய உடலை கதியுடல் ஆமாரே. When you enter into meditation and enters into samadhi, what happens? Even your breath stops. But you don't die. Your breath stops. That is what happens at Kriyadidam. Your breath stops, your thought stops, everything, every action in your body stops, but still you are alive. How are you alive? You have entered into the space. Vallalar Swami defines it scientifically. Says, இன்று வருமோ நாளைக்கே வருமோ அல்லது மற்றென்று வருமோ அரியேன் என்போவே துன்று மல வெம் மாயை அற்று சயின்ஸ் வெளிக்கு உள்வெளி கடந்து சும்மா இருக்கும் சுகம். சும்மா இருக்கும் சுகம். That is samadhi state. And how to attain it? வெளிக்கு உள்வெளி கடந்து, you have to enter into the inner space. How many spaces are there? 16 varieties of spaces are there. 16 varieties. So, how great a yogi you are, how to measure it? Exactly you can measure. How many varieties of spaces you have conquered? How deep you have gone into with your consciousness. Measure it. And Swami lists out all the 16 spaces in his Agaval poem. So, it's the revelation for the new age. Agaval poem is the revelation for the new scientific age. Swami lists out 16 varieties of space. If you enter into meditation, and if you are able to cross all the 16 spaces, and finally you can see Arutperum Jodi. Arutperum Jodi, the dance of Nataraja, the cosmic dance of Nataraja in the form of light, is beyond all these 16 spaces. What is in between God and us? There are 16 varieties of space. So, if you are able to cross over all these 16 varieties of space in your meditation, you can see God. Once you see God in the form of Arutperum Jodi, what happens? Your very body is transformed into Arutperum Jodi. Itrai Polude Arun Jodi. That was what happened to Swami Ramalinga in 1874. On Thaipusam day, his whole body was transformed into Arun Jodi. His mind was transformed into Arun Jodi. His psyche was transformed into Arun Jodi. His spirit was transformed into Arun Jodi. And he became exactly like his father, Arutperum. So that is the ultimate aim. That is why he says, the only aim in life is to see Arutperum Jodi inside your body. You go to the temple, worship your God, have his blessings, have his food, everything is all right. But finally, what is going to give you the ultimate form of divinity, the form of God himself? To see Arupperanjodi inside your forehead, in between your eyebrows and behind it, in the place where you pronounce the letter. I taught you the meditation, Akka Yoga meditation. By practicing that, you can enter into the inner meditations. Before that, well, it's an oceanic subject, a very vast subject. But basically, what is enlightenment of consciousness? I'll tell you. Please say with me, Turiya is the door to wisdom. Please say with me. Turiya, Turiya is the door to wisdom. You must understand this word Turiya, it is taken from Mandukya Upanishad. Please refer to Mandukya Upanishad, you will know more about this science of enlightenment. What is enlightenment? Now our consciousness is dark. It is fragmented. Now we are passing through 3 states of consciousness. Now we are awake, wakeful state. And during night, we enter into sleep. And during sleep, we have dreams. So this frog of consciousness is constantly jumping into, Mandukya means frog. So this frog of consciousness is constantly jumping from one state of consciousness to another. Unfortunately, we don't know that. We are 3 persons. The names are given. We don't have time to enter into all those things. Even God does it. It's called Virat Purusha, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and Brahman. That's a different story. It will take a lot of time for me to explain all these things to you. So forget about it. Now, the basic thing you have to know is that we are at the wakeful state. But are we awakened fully like the Buddha? No. The Buddha means fully awakened person, 100% awakened consciousness, and he never falls back into sleep or darkness. Sleep is darkness. Death is total darkness. God is total light. Our life is 50% light. So, what is our travel? From darkness to light. What did the Upanishadic Rishi pray? Let me take, oh God, take me from Asat to Sat, Asatoma, Satgamaya. Take me from matter to spirit. Another, the second line goes like this. Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya. From darkness to light. And the final line is, take me from death to deathlessness. Mrityoma, Amritam Gamaya. There are 3 forms of darkness. One is in matter, one is in mind, ignorance, another thing is in life, that is your maranam, death. So, the 3 things we have to attain were already spoken of by the Rishi. So, we have to attain spirit, we have to attain light, we have to attain immortality. Now, these 3 states, you keep watching them. You start with a dream journal. That is my way of attaining mukti. You start with a dream journal. Keep a journal before entering into your sleep. Make a resolution. I will remember all that I am going to dream. And first thing in the morning, you put it down on your paper. For certain days or even for certain weeks, you will not be able to remember what you dreamt. But at last, you will remember everything. After 6 months or 1 year's practice, you will remember everything. You will have a very big book of your dreams. So you are able to remember all that is there, taking place in your dreams. So you are able to master the state of dream. And then the second state is to enter into the wakeful state. Now you are listening to me. As you are listening to me, now watch your mind. There will be other thoughts going on. Your reaction to it. Oh, this man has already told this. Why is he repeating it? You have such a thought, don't you? Some of the thoughts will be there. So watch your reactions also. Not only the stimulus coming from the outside world, but your reaction also to it. So it should be, now it is a one-way traffic. You are focusing your attention upon me, one-way traffic. Now make it 2 ways. Focus your attention upon me as well as upon your reaction of the mind. Then what happens? Slowly you will be able to remember everything even at the wakeful state. Let me tell you a small story. What happened in my life? Otherwise, you won't be able to remember. See, sometime back when TV was introduced some 20 years ago in India, I had got a TV. and I'm very fond of my children. I don't hit my, I don't blame them, I don't scold them, I don't even beat them. If anybody, even the teacher, if the teacher slaps the boy, I will go and fight with the teacher. I am so fond of my children, and unfortunately, that boy, he swept the TV from the stand and it fell down on the floor and it broke into pieces suddenly. And at that time, I was returning from my jewelry shop, and my wife, well, she was at that time as I am now, and I was her size now. It has changed now. I was hefty. I was a bodybuilder. I got angry immediately. I wanted. I actually slept. I took her upon in my hands, and I was about to throw her on the stairs. What would have happened? She would have been dead, and I would have entered into a jail. But at that moment, this form of wakefulness, self-awareness, it only saved me. At that moment, suddenly, my conscience told me, well, she, out of anger, she slapped your son. All right, what are you doing now? You are doing also the same thing. Out of anger, you are going to kill that girl. Suddenly, I held her in my arms, and she got frightened. Something has happened to this man. Something is wrong with his brain, and she started. Enanga. So what I mean is that if you are wakeful, so many crimes could be stopped. Every moment you should watch your inner reaction. Unfortunately, we identify ourselves with our minds. No, we are not our minds. It's only an instrument like our computer. We are not our bodies. It's only like our cars. So this body, this mind, we should be constantly being aware of the reactions. Then the next, it's very difficult. You must be aware of your sleep. Tungamal tungi chogam peruvadu ekalam, that is samadhi. Your body will go to sleep, your mind will go to sleep, but your flame of attention will be there. Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Vadalar, Vedatri Maharshi, they never slept. They will be simply lying down. They will be simply lying down. But the flame of attention will be always there. No cessation of consciousness. What is meant by enlightenment? Enlightenment, our consciousness is dark now. You are permanently expelling the darkness once for all. Once for all. That is why they say in Brahmaloka, the sun always is shining. That means your consciousness is always light. There is no cessation of light. There is no cessation of consciousness. That is why Swami Ramalinga says, no sleep, no samadhi, no death. These three things he doesn't accept because there is cessation of consciousness. Taila tara, like oil pouring. If you pour oil from a bottle, what happens? Is there any vacuum in between? No. There is no emptiness. It constantly pours. There is no cessation in between. Like that, your consciousness should always be going on all through the 24 hours, and you should develop such a witness consciousness. You are watching me like that. You should also watch you as a third person. That's what in the Gita Krishna says, witness consciousness, Shakshi Bhava. If you can do that, this fourth state of consciousness called Turiya will be permanently established. Then you are a wise man. Then you are a jnani. Not until that. Not by giving speeches, not by reading your Gita, not by reading your Upanishads or the Vedas. No, not by reading your Bible. If you are able to create that fourth state of consciousness, and if you are able to retain it all the 24 hours of a day, even at the time of death, even at the time of sleep, then you are liberated. So this Turiya, and Swami Ramalinga says there are 4 levels of Turiya. It's a long story. Jiva Turiya, Paraturiya, Siva Turiya, Sutta Siva Turiya. Nobody, to my knowledge, even Tirumular describes us about 3 forms of Turiya: Jiva Turiya, Paraturiya, and Siva Turiya. Even Mandika Upanishad came only up to that, but Vadalar Swami was given a blessing of the 4th state of Sutta Siva Turiya Adhidam. So he has given us 43 alternate states of consciousness. No Freud, as far as I know, no Sigmund Freud, no Jung, no Ken Wilber, no psychologist of the West knows about all these 43 alternate states of consciousness. So everything is already given there. So enlightenment of consciousness is forever. That is the challenge before our lives. That is our lifetime task. Not only that, Vedanta, Buddhism, and Saiva Siddhanta, they all stopped with the mind, enlightenment of consciousness. But this coin has got another side, which is the body. What is the body? Expression of consciousness. What sort of body you get? You get a body according to the degree or level of your consciousness. Why does a cow has got a cow's body? Because its consciousness has got only 5 senses. It is limited. Why do you have a human body? Because you have got more consciousness, so you have got thought and you are given a human body. So, who determines what type of body you get? Your consciousness. So, expand your consciousness, enhance your consciousness, and enlighten your consciousness fully and totally and permanently. So, this is the way. And how to transform your body into a light body? That is the question answered by the Siddhas and fully developed by Swami Ramalinga Vallabha. Now we have come to that stage. So, Vallabha Swami has given us a complete system of foods and nutrition. As far as I know, no nutrition scientist knows about this. He has given us 5 laws of nutrition. What sort of foods one should eat? He has given us a complete list. You can take it from Vikram. And the second stage is that, see, he has given us 5 Sanjeevi herbs, by taking which you can be free from disease, old age, and even death. But you should take it regularly. One is Carisale Eclipta alba. See, this is a very important one. And he says, all of our foods, they enter into our Annamaya Kosha, this physical body only. But Vallabha Swami says, this Carisale, Muldegadigal, Anaitukkum, Idu Unavakam. See, we have got 5 bodies according to the Taittiriya Upanishad. Annamaya Kosha, food body, and then Pranamaya Kosha, energy body, and then mind body, Manomaya Kosha, and then Vijnanamaya Kosha, intelligence body, and then Anandamaya Kosha, bliss body. Beyond that is Atman, and beyond that is God. So we got 5 bodies, and this is the only food that can be food for all the 5 bodies. Our wheat, our rice, and all other foodstuffs, they are food only for our body, this physical body. But this Karisale will enter into all the 5 bodies. You see, it has got so many, it will regulate your body. This obesity can be controlled by this, and too much of sleep, too much of hunger, all these diseases will be cured by this Karisale. And one more thing, see, the strange case. A pregnant lady, she had some kind of tumor in her womb. How to treat it? It was very difficult. And she was given Karisale for a month, just a pinch every morning. And you know what happened? After that, there was no tumor and the baby was naturally born. This happened in Chennai. It was reported to me. So, this is a wonderful herb. Please take it. Just say $1. For $1, you can get it. You can contact a friend. This is very important for meditation and concentration, particularly for the IT people. It will give you a lot of concentration, and you can easily enter into meditation. Just by taking this Tuduvalai, you can easily enter into meditation. And again, that Tuduvalai is very good for sinus, asthma, and all sorts of respiratory systems. This is also a respiratory system, and particularly for rheumatoid arthritis. According to allopathic system, they say rheumatoid arthritis is incurable, but according to Vallabha, this Musumusukai will cure rheumatoid arthritis and all these Vata diseases. Vallare. This is one of the most important things. You should never make a mistake of avoiding it, because this will activate your pineal gland and make you into a siddha. You can have even paranormal powers. You can have paranormal powers. Vallare is very important thing. It boosts your memory, it strengthens your memory. Pudiyar. This is called Kayasiddhi Mulige. It is very much available here in America. It's very much available. You can take as much as you want. Instead of tamarind you are using in your rasam, you must use this Pudiyar. Vallala Swami recommends it like anything. You can take as much as you want. It will cleanse your body, it will strengthen your body, it will give you longevity. It's a wonderful herb. Okay. Method of eating. Method of eating means okay. Well, it's a vast ocean like science. I have given a number of lectures on that. All those things are available on CDs and DVDs. You can take them and listen to them and learn all about these things. We don't have time for all that. Anyhow, Arupperunjodi, Arupperunjodi, Thanipperum Karunai, Arupperunjodi, Ella Veeranum Nengottu Vaazha, Vallal Malaradi, Vaazhuvaazha.
Thank you so much, Ikan. That was a wonderful speech. I know we couldn't cover everything that we wanted to, but there's still time to make it clear. We get to hear a little bit more from him tomorrow. I would like to call Dr. Shan to give a token of appreciation. Thank you, everyone. That concludes this session. We have another session today. That's from 6 to 8 p.m. Please do not miss it. If you have never attended an acupressure workshop, you really have to, because it's not just going to be theory. You're going to actually witness how much acupressure is effective. You can actually see people. You can get yourself tested if you want. It's a very powerful workshop because you're not just going to listen to a theory, you're going to be able to see the actual workings of acupressure. Please do not confuse acupressure with acupuncture. There's no needles involved in this. So most people are scared when we say acupressure. They think, oh my God, I don't want to stick needle in me, but this is different. So you can join us. The session is from 6 to 8 p.m. The address is 4000 Bearcat Way. The suite number is 102. It's in Morrisville, just before HSNC 10 floor. Thanks everyone for coming. We'll see you in the evening and tomorrow morning. Thank you.